We are recording on everything. Check my notes real quick. Before we talk about what the gym means to me, I want to talk about why it means what it means. If that makes sense. Rockford, Illinois, the place where I was born. I grew up in a little home, and I was one of 4 kids, and I shared the upstairs of that house with my younger brother. My parents split up when I was young, so I was also kind of going back and forth between different houses and stuff like that. Growing up, I tried everything. I played all kinds of sports. I tried camps and after-school activities and church groups and stuff like that, and never really found my spot. I always felt like a guest, if that makes sense. And it was nothing was ever for me. I was trying to find the thing that I loved most and that I was best at. When it came to my social life, I always felt like I wasn't in anything, rather I was with people, if that makes sense. Kind of like I felt like a guest. I was always a little bit weaker, a little bit bigger, and not as good as anyone else in just about anything, especially sports related. It seems like everyone else had something that they had a passion for or that they were good at. And at the time I had neither. And that's what I was searching for. Going into high school really helped open me up. I started gaining more friends, becoming more social, and just becoming the John that I am today. But there was one thing about high school I hated, and that was gym class. Gym class was never for me. I was always bigger. I wasn't as athletic as my peers, nor was I extremely competitive to be able to have fun playing those sports in gym class. So gym class was always really weird for me. I especially hated those running tests that we did because as a bigger kid, it's a lot harder to run. And then when we weren't doing any of those tests and we were just playing around, I wasn't good at any of the sports that anyone played, nor was I competitive enough to try to be good at those sports. So I was left most of the time just walking around or talking to my friends. Now at my school there were 2 forms of a gym credit. Or you could have your standard gym class, or you could have what is called strength and conditioning. Now, when I saw there was a strength and conditioning class, I immediately knew that's what I wanted to switch to. At the time, I didn't know how strong I was. I didn't know how to work out. I didn't know what weights were, but I knew that's where I wanted to be, not in here running around a football field. So fast forward to my sophomore summer, the person that my dad was with had an old weight set, and I was able to get that weight set at my dad's house. Now, that summer was the summer that I stayed the entire summer at my dad's house, so I had access to that weight set pretty much every single day. After getting this weight set, things got very interesting very quickly. Initially, as a 16-year-old kid, or 15, I don't remember how old exactly I was. I think I was 15. Everything was heavy, Even putting, 75 pounds on the bar, it was still not easy at all, for me at least. But that changed very quickly. Within a couple months of having that weight set, the weight that was in there soon became almost not enough. Yeah, I know you can always have enough weight if you make it enough weight, but I remember having to load up every single plate for my deadlifts, and just repping it out fairly easy, you know. I think the weight set was around 300 pounds. So within the span of the school summer, I went from not being able to bench 100 pounds to picking up 300 pounds pretty easy multiple times. Okay, that's when I started to realize I might have something here. From my perspective at the time, I feel like I'm pretty good at this, you know. Given this short amount of time span, I've gotten significantly stronger. So, okay, you know, this might be it, you know. And then, so my junior year, I got into strength and conditioning class. And this changed once again completely. At the start of this class, I had some prior workout knowledge just from the weights that I had in my basement, but I was not anything crazy yet. It was definitely a good amount of more knowledge than the kids in my class. And I remember the first couple weeks of that class, we weren't allowed to use weight. We had to learn the form and go over like the class basics and stuff like that. But I remember when we started using weight, I was already using weight that 90% of the class was not using at the time. Yeah, my class did have a couple of the stronger kids at school, which was really fun to compete with. But most of the time I was using weight quite a bit higher than the rest of my class. And one of my favorite memories from that class my junior year was, I think it might have been the first time that we deadlifted in that classroom. And now, like I said, I did have that old weight set which went up to 300 pounds, and I was doing that fairly easy. So when we started deadlifting in the classroom, I, was working up, and once I got to 275, which is 245s and a 25, I started to get little eyes here and there, like someone from across the room just started watching me work up to my weight. And then I eventually went up to 315, and that was very easy, so I went higher, and I eventually went up to 365 pounds. And by this time I've already gathered a crowd of people, and my teacher is asking me if this is something that I should do. But I was like, my warm-ups felt really good, 315 felt easy, so let's try it. And so lo and behold, this 175 pound little kid is picking up 365, and that right there was one of the best feelings for me, at least. Growing up as a kid, there was nothing I was good at, so being able to come into the weight room and outperform 90% of the kids there with ease was such a surreal feeling after searching for that for so long. And so that year in the strength class was easily one of my best years. I got extremely strong very quickly throughout that year, and I started to kind of build a name for myself. I think I managed to add like 160 pounds to my deadlift within that school year, just on deadlift alone. And so then junior summer, my summer for junior year came, and I could not go back to that old weight set. That weight set being 300 pounds in my dad's basement, I couldn't go back to that after being in strength and conditioning. So luckily I got an opportunity to work for a guy that owns a few gyms. And this was also really nice. I was allowed to go in there at night and work out alone, and I was just continuing to get stronger and stronger and gain more knowledge about working out. Then my senior year came, and I once again had that class, strength and conditioning, and this time I had some goals in mind. Now, we had a kind of leaderboard in that class with everyone who's in that class can share their lifts, so it was like the top 8 or something like that of the school for each type of lift. And looking through those lifts, I was like, I can get on most of these and I can score very, very high on most of these, if not the highest. So that's what I wanted. I knew that I definitely had a chance this time, like a solid chance to be on those leaderboards, so I really wanted it. This was around when I finally hit a 500-pound deadlift at 17. That's when it really hit me about maybe I am actually good at this. And so I worked for it. And so that first quarter of the school year, I was awarded absolute strength champion. I think I totaled 1365, and most of my lifts were definitely in the top 3 of the entire school. And that was such a cool feeling to, again, have been searching for something that you're so good at and that you love for so long, and then you finally find it. I was definitely one of those last kids you would expect to be on those leaderboards, which was kind of funny. You don't see too many people weighing 180 pounds coming into their high school and picking up 5 plates on each side of the bar pretty easily. Yeah, sure, there were so many other kids that have went there and probably more after me that can definitely do more, but from my background, it felt amazing. So that school year, I was squeezing out every single PR that I could, just trying to get stronger and stronger and push my boundaries and just see what I was capable of. That was until COVID hit, and my senior year got cut almost in half. Little did I know I would never be in that weight room again. I was finding so much success and happiness in this one thing and succeeding so well at it, and then COVID just took it away. So with everything being shut down, I, couldn't really go to a gym, and I wasn't at my dad's at the time, so I didn't have that weight set. So I was left just sitting at home as everyone else was, which ultimately led me to gaining quite a bit of weight and getting significantly weaker. But then, everything slowly started to open up, and gyms slowly opened up. And so once the gyms were open again, I decided to get a membership at this gym that I've wanted to go to for a while, but I was always slightly intimidated to go there. It was a real gym. There were real outside people that weren't there for a grade. And these people were 10 times bigger than me and way stronger than I ever was, and probably maybe will be. So, I was always just a little bit intimidated to sign up at that gym. But I did, and I would very soon call that place my second home. It's like wearing a size 11 shoe when your foot is a size 11. It fit me, and it was amazing. So as time went on, I very quickly got back to the same strength levels I was at when I was in my senior year of high school, while also managing to lose the 50 pounds that I had gained in just a matter of like 4 or 5 months, I think. So fairly quickly. Now, while at this new gym, I made so many new friends and I met so many new people. And it was such a nice feeling meeting all of these people who are very similar to you in a way. Like I said, growing up, I could never find just really my people. I was always trying to fit in to the other people rather than searching for the people that fit in with me. So going to the gym and seeing all of these people that are my age who like the gym as much as I do and who are driven the way I am in the gym was such an amazing feeling. There were times where I would be there for 4.5, sometimes even 5 hours, just either talking to people or working out or sitting in the sauna, just doing anything. And it didn't feel wrong. I didn't feel like I was wasting too much time there. It literally felt like my second home. As soon as I stepped in that door, everything just was left outside. Anything that I was worried about was gone. Anything that I was stressed about was gone. If I was upset, it was gone. It just fixed everything mentally as soon as I walked in there. All I was focused on while I was there was trying to better myself and push myself. At this time, my love for the gym was at its strongest. I made real quality friendships that I'm still great friends with today. And like I said, we all had something in common. We all obsessed over the gym. Now, I feel like a lot of people that don't go to the gym think that all of these people that do go to the gym are just douchebags and meatheads. While that's not necessarily false, but it's not 100% true. If you look for bad things anywhere, you're gonna find bad things. The people that I were meeting and making friends with were all driven in some way. They all had an end goal and a starting downfall, if that makes sense. They all had a reason why they were in the gym, and they all had something to work for. And they were all also willing to help me achieve my goal. And yeah, maybe on the outside it seemed like, two young, sweaty guys just in the gym working out together. But on the inside, what it felt like and what it was two guys trying to achieve a goal while pushing each other past their mental barriers to help each other grow, if that makes sense. Everybody wanted everyone else to be the best they could. I remember if I were to miss a day of the gym, I would come back to the gym and everybody would be talking shit about where I was and why I'm missing, and I better work extra hard today because I missed the other day. And it's such a cool feeling to be able to walk into a place and have all of these people support you and want to see you do the best you could and be the best you can. And it wasn't always about trying to stay fit or get stronger. You always had someone to talk to there. At least for me, I always had at least one friend there that I could talk to, and hang out and just focus on them and my workout and not any external problems that was going on. For me, that is the best form of self-therapy. There's been times where I've gone a couple times a day because I just wanted to clear my head. And for me, there's no better way to do that than go to the gym. The thing about the gym is it brings out your true self. Either you give everything or you don't. Either you push past those mental barriers that you have, or you let them hold you down. For me, the gym was never about feeding my ego. Sure, it did here and there, but that was never the sole reason why I started working out. It teaches some of the most valuable lessons when it comes to success and just life in general. And for the people that are too intimidated to go to the gym, that is that first initial mental barrier that the gym is going to get you to learn to come across. If you have a barrier in your head that says, I'm too scared to go to the gym, and you overcome that barrier, the gym's already done that for you right there. The gym's already teach you that you need to break those barriers to get what you want and do what you want to do and live the way you want to live. And what's crazy is once you see any bit of results inside of the gym, you start to become obsessed over everything. If you're anything like me, at least, you'll want to be going to the gym all day, every day, nonstop thinking about the gym and how you could, make yourself better. It's not like learning how to solve a math problem and now you all of a sudden love math because you can do it. This is your own body. You only have one of these, and you are physically changing it in ways that you never thought was possible. By no means am I big right now, but if you would have showed me a picture of what I would look like now when I was 15 years old, I probably would not have believed you. The gym is so much more than just heavy circles and sweatiness and grunting. It's your future, your mental and physical and strength, just health in general. You only have one life, one body, one mind. The gym to me is the bond between your mind and body. It's lifelong quality friendships. It teaches things don't happen overnight. It teaches hard work drives results. You can't cheat your body. It brings out your flaws. If you leave stuff on the table at the gym, you come in there and you don't work the best you can, you will know that, and you will notice that, and the gym will bring that out. If not, your friends will. It brings out the best version of yourself that you can be. If you started your mornings with a quality workout and a good breakfast, you are going to be significantly happier the rest of the day and more of a pleasure to be around. The gym is my second home. The gym is my life. My name is John Sandberg, and that's what the gym means to me. Thank you.